Introduction. Greetings, meatbags. Raxxo has decided that trolling is a disease, and he knows the cure. This is as ridiculous as it sounds, and we're here for it.
You can say that again. In fact, the lunacy gets off to a strong start when he talks about how he's not hiding by using a black screen.
Hello everyone, Chance here. You guys are probably wondering why I'm not showing my face and why the black screen. That is for a very specific reason. See, when you guys on the internet see a black screen, you think that somebody is hiding something.
Not true. Hiding and remaining anonymous are two different things. Plenty of folks choose to do the latter, but for you, as can be seen on screen right now, it's far too late to claim anonymity, especially as you continue to try making a career here.
But when you look at it from an outsider's perspective, like somebody of my mindset,
you're not an outsider to the trolls, meaty me. Saying it does not make it true. If you were truly beyond the trolls, you wouldn't be talking about the disease of trolling, would ya?
you see endless possibility. You see a void of darkness, the unknown.
No, we see someone with no editing skills, actually.
And while looking at a black screen, you see nothing.
No, we see a black screen, which is actually something, not nothing.
Now,
We just filled that space with you. In retrospect, that seems kinda dumb. Let's see if there's anything better on... Excellent. A declassified public domain film about the hazards of delivering nuclear payloads by air. This beats Raxxo's face every time. Okay, go on, dum-dum.
a lot of people might see trolling as the same thing in a very similar manner. People might see endless possibilities for trolling. But trolling in itself is not a good thing. Trolling in itself is a sickness. It is a digital virus that has spread far beyond what the internet can provide and stop.
Trolling Raxxo has been going on long before the internet. Here's an example from when it was still called the DARPANET. Larry Flynt trolled Jerry Falwell. The latter's feelings were hurt, and ultimately, the Supreme Court decided that being made fun of is just one of the things that comes with fame, and the quest for it. But hey, trolling even predates digital computers, probably analog ones too. Here's a political cartoon from way, way back. That's George Washington.
Hell, just look at this made-up evidence of cavemen trolling. We're sure they had their own versions of making fun of the dumbest link in their chain.
This virus has not only spread throughout all of the internet and made many people sick. Because trolling is a sickness. It is a virus. It is a pandemic. And many people are sick because...
No, Raxxo, it is not a virus. A virus is an actual thing that can be seen in a microscope. And, fun fact, not all viruses are bad. Some, known as phages, actually only target bacteria.
One person decided to bully someone many years ago, and that sickness has now spread to many people all over the world all these years later. Very much like the T virus from Resident Evil. One person gets bit, and then that cycle then continues. And then that zombie then bites someone else, and that person then got bit and then bit someone else.
Bullshit! We call bullshit! If trolling spread the way you describe, literally the entire world would be infected, which means stopping it would be like stopping herpes. All types of it, from genital sores to cold sores. Good luck with that. It's only impossible.
And then it evolved into what it was, which we now know as the Resident Evil universe. It's the exact same thing. One person became a troll and decided to bully somebody. Then that person that got bullied then decided to take their anger out on somebody else. And then it started a very vicious cycle, which we know now as trolling.
We propose a different explanation, one that is far, far simpler. People like to laugh at people who say and do stupid things. You are just such a person. What you think of as talent, most see as incompetence. You confidently proclaim your superiority only to be crap at everything you do. Think about it. If someone got up on stage and promised they could perform music like a pro, only to start singing off key and punishing a guitar for simply existing, would people cheer, or more likely laugh and or boo? Well, that's you. You promise greatness, you deliver petrified turds. People are gonna laugh and boo, especially if you think the turds you share are actually good.
Now, over the last few days, I've been doing a lot of studying, a lot of reflecting, a lot of research, and a lot of taking a look at myself as a person, as a whole. And for a time, I was infected. I was infected with the trolling virus, so to speak. I was infected with it in the sense that by reacting to it, I was unknowingly spreading that virus, allowing more people to come in, just like you would with a zombie virus, like the T virus, going back to the Resident Evil thing. They're both very much one and the same. Because in the Resident Evil world, when you make noise, you attract zombies. With me, when I reacted and I made noise, I attracted more trolls.
Question: if making noise brings trolls, then do you realize that trying to create successful YouTube channels also makes noise? This is perhaps the funniest thing about your delusion. You seem to think if you can somehow be discovered and bypass the trolls that you'll be able to live happily ever after. No, simpleton, it does not work that way. Think about it. Even if you somehow managed that miracle, once the trolls saw you gaining traction somewhere, they'd be right there with screenshots of the Kate texts, info about Blind Billy, and your predilection for showing your peen. You'd be canceled faster than Bill Cosby. So, in summary, if you're afraid of attracting trolls, your only move is to stop trying to get attention at all.
They are one and the same. The internet is plagued with a very evil virus known as the trolling virus. It is a mental sickness that people don't realize they even have, and if they do realize they have it, for some, it's unfortunately too late because they enjoy trolling so much that it becomes a part of their daily life. Some people who are just now falling into that, they still have that chance to get away from that and, in a sense, heal themselves to where they do not become a part of that. And some people start out, like, for a very good prime example, take somebody like Blame Katie, who used to not be a troll, but used to bring down trolls herself. But she, along the way, she got bit by this trolling virus and is now unknowingly a troll herself. And the only way to cure that is to stop the trolling. Stop attacking people that do not deserve it. people like myself who are simply trying to live our lives in peace. We do not deserve to be bitten or gone after. Because people like myself are simply just trying to make an honest living doing what we truthfully enjoy. We are not out here causing problems for other people. We are not trying to cause problems for other people.
So, are you trying to cause problems for yourself then? Because you've definitely succeeded there.
Now, I know the other day when I was on her panel, and a lot of people might say like, oh, well, you got on there, you reacted. No, I was protecting a friend from being attacked.
Ah, Raxxo, we love your broken logic. You said Katie stabbed CIA hole in the back, which means, at that point, if you were right, it was already too late to keep him from being backstabbed. Think about it. You just said you were trying to defend him. If indeed he was backstabbed, you failed. Going after her would only be seen as revenge. If you hadn't claimed to be the one attacked in the first place. You're about to tell us that she stabbed CIA in the back by attacking you.
Just as that friend would do me, and has done for me, multiple times, many times over. Because I did not want to see my friend.
And actually you treat CIA like shit, since we're talking about poor treatment.
Have to deal with that same illness, that same ill will, that same virus, if you will, that I've had to deal with for the last 8 years. For the last 8 years, I have been sick. Both physically and mentally, I have been sick. And I say mentally because
nobody cares why you think you're mentally ill. We can all see it. Not only do you think you've got a future in entertaining people unironically, you can't even understand how falling into Kate's trap identified you as a sicko. You are a delusional, self-centered sicko who has been shown to be capable of abusing vulnerable people. There's really not much more to say about it.
By reacting to it, I was mentally giving myself to that virus, to that sickness. I was allowing myself to be engulfed in that toxic environment energy. And it got so bad that that mental sickness of reacting eventually became physical, to where I was depressed every day. I was not moving, I was not eating, I was essentially dying. I was on the brink of death 3 separate times. Twice by my own hands, and once by being so depressed that I was barely moving. And I was barely eating and barely doing anything, to the point where I ended up in the hospital and was forced to stay in the hospital for over a month and a half just to get well. And it was not fun. It was very destructive. I was destroying myself.
That's what we heard too, but it wasn't so much you being overwhelmed with trolls, as it was your choice to go too far in using a stylus to probe the inner mystery of your poop chute. At least that's the word on the street, and given your trouble keeping that chute shut, it honestly makes sense. Anyway, he spent the next 15 minutes basically saying the same shit, over and over, like he usually does. Raxxo, we don't know if you came up with this virus theory on your own, or someone else told you, but either way, it doesn't fit your situation. The simple truth is that you're both a lol cow and a horror cow, and those things are why you attract trolls. You will always attract them as long as you keep trying to reach for the stars. Thank you folks for watching this. We're interested to see what other ways he tries to keep himself off camera after years of insisting people cam up. Have a great weekend and beyond.